We are live. And we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this day. Three keys to anchor your ascension. And you may be wondering why I am showing you these bottles, and you will find this out very, very soon. So, welcome, and I'm so happy you're here. And I have a question for you. Did you know that studies show that around 80% of people who practice any type of mindfulness practice report experiencing benefits that are big in their daily lives: reduced stress, increased focus, improved emotional well being, a sense of fulfillment in their lives? This is so important, and there's a piece of this in what I'm about to share with you today. So, hang on to your pants and listen to three keys to anchor your ascension and why that is such an important thing, and why does it literally mean bringing heaven to earth. So I'd love to know who's here, because in Facebook it's kind of hard. I never know who's here or not. So if you would be so loving to put an emoji about how are you feeling today in this Saturday morning, or if you're watching the replay, in whatever this now moment is for you. How are you arriving to listen to what I'm about to share with you? And if you are replay, add to the emoji a little R, so that when I come back I can follow the comments and answer your questions. So, just a brief outlook: to anchor your ascension means to actually be able to live your daily life and interact with your family, your coworkers, do what you need to do to be very present in your life, yet being able to hold the highest frequencies of love, of compassion, and joy. This doesn't mean to be disconnected from that highest beautiful state of being and then doing your thing and then being over there meditating and then doing your thing. It actually means how to live a life where all of that blends together. So, who's interested? Raise your hand. Say, yes, yes, please. I want to know. Give me some love so that I know that you're here, that you're watching, that you're listening. But most importantly, one of the things I'm going to do in a moment is to show you that you have so many more tools that you are aware of and that you may not be using because you're not connecting the dots on how you actually really have this treasure chest in your life, and how you can put it to good use to begin transforming your life one step at a time. Personally, my spiritual journey, the one where I was going up and up and was having difficulty coming down and doing exactly what I'm about to share with you, started about 42 years ago. I was 18 at the time, and I had a series of three very sad incidents in my family. I lost a sister very tragically. Soon after, I lost my dad to cancer. And soon after that, I lost my mother's mom, my grandma, who was the only grandma I had ever known. And all this happened in less than a year. And it was a lot. And I was looking for answers, and I was really sad and lost. And by a sheer sense of following my needs and the synchronicities of life, I met a group who was meeting for 4 weekends during a full month. And they were learning meditation, and they were also learning energy and energy healing. And I was guided to take this group, which started my comprehension and my ability to hold a space where I could pause and love myself and keep outside all those things that were happening in my life that were so hard for me to handle. And as an 18-year-old, I had very few tools to actually manage that. And so this gave me really powerful tools. And then it led into a lifetime of seeking more and then being pulled off to the side. I was in the corporate world for most of my life until a very big dis-ease illness really left me in a wheelchair, and I had to leave everything I was doing until I could heal. And here I am dancing and moving. So that's been a journey in and of itself. But because I was in the corporate world, I was pulled into this doing, grit, courage, pushing and pulling, like I want to call it, which is a very masculine energy rather than the flow of the feminine, of creative, and of allowing. Who can relate to that? Because I know this is not just mine. And also, this push pull led me to demonize the masculine, and the journey to embrace all aspects of ourselves, because we all have the masculine and the feminine, was another journey. There's so many layers to the journey. So I'd love to see in the comments who's here and who is connecting from where. So there you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So that led me into a big journey. And then about 30 years ago, when I was 30-ish, with the birth of my son, my first son, I really realized that I needed to start applying a time for me. And that's where these three keys to anchoring heaven on earth were becoming clearer and clearer. And it's been 30 years for me that I have been applying these tools and rituals that I'm about to share with you, and that have given me all the space and the room to handle what life throws at us, because life is always in session. Who's with me, right? And especially in these times, in these crazy times where the um the perception of time is so rushed, right? Like it's Monday and suddenly it's Friday and then it's Sunday, and we're being hit by all these waves, and on in this year especially, oh my gosh, solar flares, eclipses, and all kinds of things. And we are right now, today, we're in the middle of an eclipse tunnel that will conclude next Tuesday, October 1st. No, Wednesday, October 2nd, with the new moon and the solar eclipse. And the eclipse tunnel is a moment where a lot is coming up for us, where we're seeing all our shadows, when we're really having to deal with a lot. So let's dive right in, okay? Who's interested? Please give me some love. Put me a little heart in the comments so I know that this is really something that you would like to know and understand best for you, for your benefit, how this can transform your life, opening up space for you to connect with your loved ones, for you to really have more room inside of yourself to handle what happens in your life every day, in and out, because it's always there, with more pause, with more exhale, with less reaction and more heart. Who could use that? I think we can all use that on earth, right? If everybody were able to do this, what a different world this would be. Yes, trite sentence, but so true, right? So I said at the beginning I was going to tell you, why was I showing you these gorgeousnesses? So red and green and violet or purple. I place those three colors there because those three colors represent, in the frequency of color, what are these three keys? Yes, red, green, and purple. In the color frequency, these are, there you go, in the background of white. I can't, there you go. In the frequency of colors, that is what the three keys are. So, the three keys really, when we speak about anchoring heaven on earth, what we're saying is about being able to go all the way up to really access the space that is known as the no time space. It's beyond the fourth dimension, where in the fourth dimension space, time is the fourth dimension, but beyond that into the fifth dimension, where we access a state of bliss. We access a state of what's known also as the 0 point, a state where there is no perception of time, where time expands infinitely, and where we feel light and floaty and connected with one, with oneness, with love. And that is what really ascension means. When we can live our lives from that space, what happens is that time collapses and our desires begin to become instant, manifest in the 3D. The right circumstances, the right people, everything happens in magical ways and life becomes magical. But what is true for many of us, and what certainly has been true for me for many, many, many years, at least 50 of my 60, was that I had a lot of preconceived notions about what was good and what was not as good. Who's with me on this one? Raise your hand, but yes, I'm with you. So I had a judgment that all things spiritual were okay. And because of my own trauma, I had grown up with a very aggressive environment in my home. I had learned to put a defense around my body, a lot of excess weight at the time, and also to disconnect from the feelings of my body because I couldn't handle them and I didn't know how to. And so I lived my life literally divided. Above, all these chakras, the throat, the third eye, the crown, the connection with the cosmos, with peace, seeing with my third eye. I've been a channel since I was a little girl. The crown open to the cosmos, all good. Now, being in the body, feeling the emotions, hearing and feeling that connection of the solar plexus, of the womb, of the tummy, of that brain that's known to be the intestine. No, that was too hard. So I literally disconnected that, broke this bridge, which is the heart, meaning I built a big wall around my heart. Sounds familiar? I know this is not everybody's stories, but I would love to know if this resonates with you. So put resonate in the comments, even if you're watching this in the replay. I really want to know, because as I'm offering this talk to you, I'm also wanting to hone my message for the benefit of all. So your feedback is really important for me, and I'm very grateful for you taking time to watch this talk. So, yes, the three keys, right? Red, green, and purple. So, green, let's start with the middle, okay? Green is the color of the heart. And that's why I'm wearing this today, also to like represent that. Red is the color of the body. So, we want to go down and embody. And purple is the color of the third and seventh chakra, third eye, sixth chakra, and seventh chakra, which is the color that opens up to the connection of the divine. It's the color of the violet flame, which was my other talk in here a few days ago. So, what does this mean? It means that the three keys imply going down, going up, and going into the middle. In shamanic terms, we would say become at home in the underworld, become home in the middle world, and become comfortable at home in the upper world. Become comfortable in all the worlds, the underworld, the middle world, the upper world. And that clearly is not what happens to the majority of us throughout our journey of life, throughout our journey of learning what we are capable of. So, what does it mean to be comfortable going to the underworld, where I could give talks of hours and hours? And actually, I teach a mystery school called the School of Wisdom with different courses that help all of the shamanic path. But in a very, very short compact pack so that you can get the most out of it. What it means, first of all, to create a time and a space in your days where every single day, and I mean every single day, you create what I love to call a ritual time. So, first of all, I want to know who here already has what I would call a mindfulness practice in your daily life. Do you have a mindfulness practice? Say yes, mindfulness in the comments, and then tell me if you do it in the morning or in the evening. And you can put AM or PM because I know many people are not morning people. Like I'm a morning person, big time. So I couldn't do this in the evening. But I've had many of my students and my clients who have told me, I can't do this in the morning. I'm not a morning person. And so for them, it's better to do it at another time of the day, maybe the afternoon or maybe the evening. Personally, I advise to do it at the beginning of the day because that way you set the tone for the whole day. And because of that, I am offering you a handout I've created to create a successful ritual and to address all aspects that I'm going to be share with you now. So the link is in the description to this video, so you can go ahead and download it. It has um, many descriptions of what things you can do, many ideas, and also I've created a tracker so you can track what you're being called to do, so you can track when you do it, what are you doing, so that after 30 days you can look back and you can learn from what you see. Did you do it every day? What did you do? What worked? What didn't work? So it's a really powerful tool, and I invite you to download it so you can have that support as you expand this space to fill your cup first before everything else and anything else in your life. So going down, red, the underworld. The underworld also is connected with our bodies. What we want to do is, that disconnect I was talking to you about breaking this connection, above okay, below not. And by the way, many of us have lived the other way around, okay, being in the body and very scared of going up and connecting to their own power and their divine self. So the story goes both ways. So in the body, how can we connect with the body? First of all, good sleep. And you may say, sleep, Shakti? What are you talking about? Yes, good sleep. Because when we don't have a good night's sleep, it is very difficult to feel wholesome and present when we are in our daily lives because we're constantly exhausted and dragging ourselves and using constriction energies to move through our life. So, good sleep, good nutrition. And by good nutrition, I remove all of the judgments. I'm not talking about any school of thought of vegan or vegetarian, of yes meat, no meat. No, no, no. I'm talking about however works best for you, but eating wholesome, nutritious, delicious, colorful food, which, yes, for the most part, means removing all kinds of processed foods, which are not wholesome and not nutrition and not colorful unless they're fake colors. So, yes, nutrition, because all of this will make you feel good in your body. If you're not having a good digestion, and if you're not pooping the right way and if this is for you, then figuring that out, why is that happen? A good digestion is what allows your body to feel nourished and strong and good. And then movement. And movement could be anywhere from dancing to yoga to walking to many lists of things of movement. You can download my handout and look, there's a comprehensive list there. And grounding. And grounding, again, I teach a whole 2-hour lesson on grounding, okay? But the bare bones of it is get barefoot out there. Walk barefoot in your house, but the house may have all kinds of rubber insulations and it won't help you really ground. So go outside, um, walk barefoot on the grass in a park. Put your feet in a river, in a creek, in a lake. Just grounding, because we've lost that connection with our beautiful Mother Earth, and without grounding, we feel unstable. The next one is living a heart centered life. And again, how can we do that? In one split second, being in the present moment, gaining a present moment awareness. So every time you see yourself future tripping, come back, breathe, inhale, exhale, come back to the now, now, right there, wherever you are. What are you doing? Cooking, walking, taking a shower, driving, working in front of the computer. Come to the now. You're reminiscing about the past. Whew, sadness, depression, all kinds of thoughts that you haven't forgiven yourself. Back to the present moment. Heart, open heart. The present moment is the only space where the heart can be fully opened. And that is that green. Green as in pastures, as in big landscapes that are open, where the horizon is into infinity. That's the space of the heart. And last but not least at all is honoring the sacred within you. And to honor the sacred within you, unfortunately for you and fortunately for you, the thing you have to do is create a space and a time for your soul, your higher self, the divine creator. You put the name that works for you, can whisper in your ear, because the soul doesn't yell, it only whispers. And if you don't create a time to listen to the answers of your prayers through creating that silent time, then you will never be able to get those gifts. And that's why creating a time for this is so important. And why I call it ritual and not routine is because for me, a routine is I get up, I make my coffee, I wash my face, I get the kids ready, I go to school. That's a routine. And then maybe I go running too, and that's awesome. I go jogging. A ritual, a ritual is a time that is yummy, that is glorious for me, that if I don't have it, I miss it. A time where I light a candle, where I take time for silent contemplation, where I may go walk because my body also needs the nourishment. All four aspects of your being need the nourishment: the soul, the mind, the heart, the body. And you don't need to do all of them every day. There's a lot I share with you in my handout that I can't go in extending myself here today, but I do recommend you go download it and you read all that's there. I've put a lot of wisdom in it. It's short and sweet and potent, and it has a tool to support you. So here we go. The three keys to anchor your ascension are your keys to live a more fulfilling life, to live a life where you feel that you are connecting to each other. A heart centered space means making time for you to connect with your loved ones and for you to connect with yourself. So when we apply these three keys to our lives, we do just that. We bring heaven, that frequency of love and light, we bring it to the earth. We anchor it, we bring it down, and we anchor it in our lives, and in so doing, in the lives of everybody else. I hope this supports you. If we all can bring heaven on earth, we are co creating an amazing new earth. And I invite you to make more room and more time for ritual in your life. If you already have a consistent practice, what else can you do? How else can you enrich it? Lots of love and light. Thank you for being here and listening. Thank you, Elizabeth, for creating this beautiful space. Happy weekend pre incredible eclipse on the 2nd of October. And please comment below, ask me questions. I will be checking the thread so I reconnect with you.